What's up? Shit, I'm finna just talk about my Raiders real quick. Talk about some sports. Do a little sports wrap up with y'all. The Raiders, man. I think when we look at teams, let me clean off this camera. When we look at teams and shit, we fucking we look at like okay, we get the advantage as fans. As fans, my fucking reception just all off, bitch. I might gotta do another record song. Alright, so fucking mainly what we see as fans is we see the bad side of the coaches, right? Then we end up with another coach who can't do what the other coach used to do, and then we like, damn. That's probably the only time we can see what the value in the other coach. Well, we be like, damn, at least we ain't had this problem. You feel me? And then same thing with why we wanted that coach going. Maybe the other coach have filled that void, but they done brought a new void. And it's like, let's say if a coach can do 1 through 5 and the other coach can do 6 through 10. You feel me? Fucking well, shit. We gonna always miss 1 through 5, and when we have 6 through 10, we gonna I mean six, and then vice versa. You feel me? When we have 1 through 5, we gonna always miss 6 through 10. So you ain't gonna never really have a coach that can fulfill 1 through 10, and the ones who can fulfill 1 through 10 is the ones who win Super Bowls, the ones who make that shit almost look like a video game, like Andy Reid and shit. You feel me? Everybody else be getting them titles too early, like the coach of the LA Rams. I remember they were talking about he finna be the greatest coach of all time and shit. Sean McVay, how that shit work out. 1 Super Bowl appearance, that's it. Ain't nowhere near gonna get back to that. It had probably the top 3 defensive player of all time, second to Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor. You feel me? So shit. And in his mind, he probably feel that he was the number one. Like if you ask Aaron Donald, McDonald, or how he feel about his career versus Lawrence Taylor and versus Reggie White, he probably feel he on par, if not excel, because he had to deal with all kind of rule changes. You feel me? When they was playing, you can, how do you like witches? I think the art, from an art perspective, yeah, that's tight. Witches, crotchet room, hi. What it is, crotchet Austin. What it is, hi, bro. You had not seen, but I always support you, brother. You can do it. Appreciate that, Telugu room. I always appreciate the positive messages. You feel me? It say, John 5:24. Very truly, I tell you, whoever hears my word and believes on who sent me is his eternal life and will not be judged, but has crossed over from death to life. That's real line love. And so I believe like Aaron Donald feel like his career might be on par with the greats. So I was saying about coaches is you always gonna see the strength in the coach. I mean, you're gonna always see the bad part of a coach, and then you're gonna miss the strength when the new coach come and he can't do what the other coach used to do. It's very rare that you find a coach that could do everything. So you always gonna have something. Who seen that Lakers game though? Man, LeBron hit a pardon me, let me watch my language. LeBron hit a fadeaway so dope, so mean. He ain't never hit in his whole career. Like he done hit some raw stuff in his whole career, but he hit something so like he was literally about to fall on his back, and then he hit a tray when he literally hit it off his back leg, and he was hopping back, already running back like he know he made it. And I said 2 things people don't consider. I promise you, I'm gonna be the first one to make this prediction. LeBron finna have the greatest year of his entire career for 2 reasons. One reason is his son there, so he feel complete and he feel like he got an extra like pep in his step. The other part is that first part is he hear y'all talking crazy about, well, he hear the critics talking crazy about his son, and he want to show y'all, what about me though? What about me? Y'all talking crazy about my son. What about me? What can I do? Let me remind y'all in case y'all forgot. And so that's what LeBron doing. And then the second reason I believe LeBron finna have the greatest career, and this is something that nobody has talked about, and they're gonna probably pick it up after I say this. This is LeBron's first year playing as a billionaire. First person in history in any sports to take their profession that year, take the court, the field, whatever, as a billionaire. He's stepping on the court not only with the confidence of his game, but he's stepping on the court with the business acumen and the confidence to know that one of these days I'm gonna be sitting up there in the skybox as an owner. because I've done my due diligence off the court with the way I've lived my life and the way I branded myself. So when he stepped on that court, I guess y'all wanted me to say something. Let me tell you something. I have critiques of LeBron, and I'm a Lakers fan first before anything. He plays for the Lakers, so I was supporting him before the Lakers, but he plays for the Lakers, so that even helps everything. But I'm a Lakers fan first, you feel me? And so second is, say what you want. I critique LeBron all them other years and all this stuff because he wasn't on my team. It was Kobe versus LeBron. Shit, you know I'm Kobe all day. But at the end of the day, as a man, as a man, my favorite basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant. Make no mistake about it. It's gonna always be like how people, the old heads, be stuck on Jordan. They don't want to hear what you got to say about anybody. I say Kobe, but I that's my favorite player. If you ask me who the best player, my mindset is Steph Curry, and I don't want to argue that. I'm just saying that. But I feel though, it say pass me be. Oh, he's saying another language. But I feel that LeBron, the way he lived his life, childhood sweetheart. Childhood sweetheart. I mean, like high school sweetheart, dog. Like, this is the girl. Forget just knowing me when I was broke. You knew me before I had full puberty. Like, come on. Like, this is the stuff when you read books and you read to your kids and you tell them fairy tale stories. This is the stuff, no matter, it ain't got to be a basketball career. You would tell a story that man meets woman meets man. They meet each other. They have a family. That's what we all supposed to tell, and we all try to make our lives ideal around, right? And this is a person that if they had the dirt, it would have been came out. And it never came out of this man stepping out on his wife. And let me just give him another props real quick. You just got to give it the word, like, sort of like how you look at people with revisionist history, and it's the vanity part, but revisionist history, you look at Dale Curry and say, damn, boy, that nigga Dale Curry was doing his thing. Like, he was winning off the court. He got stealth mama. But nobody thought about that then. You thought about Dale Curry just a raw-ass basketball player. You looked at it as revisionist. Saying it with LeBron, if he wasn't with his woman, she was gonna be great. Whatever the hell she do in life, she was gonna be one of the most beautiful women to ever walk this damn earth. Make no mistake about it. It's when and mind you, I ain't crushing on this. Why I'm gonna make this very short. Don't just give him a compliment real quick. There was a singer back in the days who 50 Cent had, an artist 50 Cent had. Her name was Olivia. Savannah James kind of like remind me in that essence of Olivia. You feel me? So this man picked, and you gotta understand, in high school we all went to school before. Star quarterback get the prettiest girl. This Negro already knew he had a winner, not only in the physical, but he identified with her that he had a winner to carry with him. And it's one thing, you know, I heard Yo Gotti sing a song called Put My Pride to the Side. And he talk about in the first part of the song about his baby mama, you feel me? And finding the text on her phone. He said, I seen that text in your phone. I couldn't believe it, shawty. He said, tears in my eyes. I tried to fake it, shawty, like, you trying to fake it, like, and he said, I had to take it, shawty, like, you know what I'm saying? I say that to say, freaking putting your pride to the side. And he said in that song that the same bitch you got at $1,000 or $10,000 ain't the same bitch. Pardon me, I'm just paraphrasing what he said. He said ain't the same bitch $1,000,000 later. It's women out here ain't the same woman $500 later. It's women out here ain't the same woman $5,000 later. So to meet a woman that you had $0 with, then you had a 100,000, then you had 1,000,000, and she didn't change. And then you had 100,000,000, and she still didn't change. No divorces. Think about all the greats came, like Tiger Woods, the actors and stuff, like, I mean, Steven Spielberg, all the great people that had these big, huge divorces. You feel me? Even Jeff Bezos. You feel me? All these big, huge divorces. So money itself ain't gonna just keep no woman in itself, because once she get to a certain point in life, her life is set. It now comes to your personality. Sometimes the struggle keeps coupled together, because she like, okay, we both in a financial position where we kind of partners in this stuff and trying to get to the next level. But when the success is already there, your personality is now the only thing that's guiding this ship and keeping her, because I got the money now. So if it was really about the bag, is when she had been on showed her face. Or if it just don't work out, period, and it wasn't about the bag, she don't have to need you so she can leave. The fact that he was able to be with his woman from $0 to $1 billion, and she ain't left or switched up on him. I just challenge anybody to tell me, because I love a great love story. Tell me a couple you seen or a power couple that great. And so that's why I say that as far as when I give everybody I critique LeBron on the court, but off the court there's no critiquing to do. There's none to do for on my part. I just look at it in admiration and be like, now, okay, that's what it is. That's just what it is. So moving forward to back to the sports and shit. He had a great game tonight. We won, you feel me? And then also my Raiders, we lost. We I believe 2-6. And I just hope that they let Antonio Pierce stay the rest of the year. He looking like he sucked right now. But I do believe by us letting John Gruden have all them bad drafts for so many years and not doing a damn thing about it, when he was just drafting the whole damn Clemson Tigers, it was like Dawes Sweeney won one goddamn championship with them, and just John Gruden went crazy. He went crazy like, let me tell you something what the Patriots did that was wrong. Me as a Gator fan, because my college team is the Florida Gators. The Patriots always drafted great Florida Gators through the history. You just look it up. I don't got time to name it, but like from the linebackers to the running backs, you know what I'm saying, to the tight ends, they drafted Gators. They liked the Florida Gators. And doing that is when they was winning all those Super Bowls. So it makes sense in how certain people might have went to Alabama when Alabama had their runner was just pulling. You really couldn't pick a bad choice. Okay, I get it. But for the Raiders to be egregiously be going drafting Clemson players back to back to back to back to back to back to back, when them boys was playing in the ACC, which is the out of the Power Five, the weakest conference out of the Power Five, it just makes, I used to have an argument with, and it's hard like really arguing for the Gators through the history. We won 3 championships, but it still was always hard to argue against the Hurricane fans, you feel me? Because my Hurricane fans go to talk about the 80s. They talk about all them damn great-ass receivers and all them great running backs they had. And it used to be hard to argue against the Hurricane fans, you feel me? My argument that I made, my great argument that I made, always made, was I say, man, we playing the SEC. Y'all playing the Big East, because, the Hurricanes used to play in the Big East. I'm like, that's a basketball conference and shit. Like, y'all playing against Georgetowns and shit. Like, who the hell y'all playing against? And so the Big East, especially when Ken Dorsey was there, because you seen what happened with Ken Dorsey when he got in the league, but Ken Dorsey almost went like 42-1 or something. You feel me? Like, it was just, we just got to win one game a year. That's the national championship. It was a cakewalk. So I used to argue that against the Hurricane fans, me as a Gator fan. I'm like, put that shit in the SEC and see what it do. With that said, Miami is balling this year. They whooped on Florida State yesterday. You feel me? Shout out to Miami for looking like the old times. And shout out for the team for sticking together and not like getting all in the transfer portal after Mario Cristobal did that insane, egregious play. And it was funny because I watched that game live, and I remember saying, oh, that's dope. Even though I'm not the coach. As a coach, I would never do no shit like that. In the video game, yeah, I would do some shit like that. So I was like, oh, that's dope. Then that shit went left and cost them boys the game. And I'm like, oh, that was super stupid. You feel me? But I don't feel I'm bad to have revisionist history about it, because I thought he should have took the knee. I thought he was going to take the knee. But I also thought it was dope that he went for it, because that's something I do in a video game, not as an actual college coach that's undefeated. You feel me? And he did that, and it broke them boys for that season. So that season was done. So for them to bounce back the way they did and respond, it looked like them boys going to be not only in the playoffs, but they're going to have a deep run. Yeah. So that's that with that. And I feel like I'm going through like hormonal changes or something. Like my voice lately been saying, I don't be liking that shit. Like, it's like I'm trembling. Like my voice is, I think it's cold or some shit. I'm about to turn this heat on. I think that's the transition I'm making, being from South Florida. Like Florida is a big ass state. Motherfuckers always put the whole Floridians in one group. Like you can grow pecans and peaches in certain parts of Florida, and then certain parts of Florida, not only can you not grow those kind of fruits, but you can grow mangoes. Same way you couldn't grow mangoes in other parts of Florida. So it's a big ass state for one, similar to California, North California versus South California. So people misconstrue it and they think the cultures and the lingos and all of the personalities is no. I liken it to if you was going to a metropolis area, right? And then you going into a place where everybody from all over the metropolitans around the country, the main ones, have shifted to. They said, "Oh shit," you know. So and then you got so many international people. Really, it's an international city. So metropolitan South Florida is international. Motherfuckers move for any. Let's just talk about growth of a city real quick. For your city to grow, you need an international airport. It ain't. Let's just not cut no corners. You need an international airport, or you need a fucking enough. You need at least five major airlines, not five major airlines, but five airlines that could have national flights, right? Not even international, but just domestic flights. That's not executive. You feel me? So you need a. Maybe I'm getting a little too deep, but let's just talk it up real quick. So for instance, I ain't gonna say no names and no shit. I'm gonna just put this out there to the information. So there, let's just say there's an airport, right? And this airport making stupid buku money. And then there's a city approximately like 100 miles away. You feel me? And so, but they're big too, but they're not as big as that bigger city. Well, that airport will probably lobby against not even just 100. Let's say 300 miles away. So in a 300-mile vicinity, successful. If you looked at like a South Florida, I think South Florida has been financially so successful because every county offers you an international airport almost. You got Miami-Dade International, Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International, Palm Beach International. You got Collier County, they got their own international airport. Uh, and so maybe Fort Myers, Lee County might have one, but if they don't, Collier County literally right there. You feel me? And then Bradenton got one they share with somebody. Tampa got one. You just can't go really 80 miles in Florida. That's just a better way to put it. You can't go 80 miles in Florida, no direction, without running into an international airport. You feel me? So all the cities be booming because motherfuckers move abroad and they move from abroad. Not even just that. I ain't gonna say they booming. I'm gonna tell you why the money be coming too sometimes. The good part of a metro area and the bad part. So with a lot of high rises and shit like that, they get bought up by corporations on business cards and shit. So it raises up the rent. So you probably see sometimes a condo and nobody really in that motherfucker or no cars in the parking lot. And you like, why the rent so fucking high? That's because them shits is basically like reserve, you feel me? Where they just buy the shit with the company card, they hold on to that motherfucker, and then they either gonna like lease it out, sublease it, or they gonna use it for they like clients to live there and shit when they need to serve that purpose for them to do whatever job they need to do in that town. And so that's what drives up the cost, right? If it drives up the property values, it helps motherfuckers with home sales, helps motherfuckers who take equity out of their houses and shit like that. And it doesn't help motherfuckers who have no need for that at all. Excuse me. It don't help people that have no need for that because they just raise their property taxes, you feel me? So I say all that to say, circle back to the international airport. These people got lobbyists and they are campaigning against another airport being built because it take customers and passengers from them, and then it just cripples kind of like it don't cripple, but it stunts the growth from other cities around it because motherfuckers be like, yo, I don't want to move there because bitch, if I gotta ever fucking not just like leaving up, because international airport people think, oh, you just trying to leave the country or some shit. International airport not to leave the country. It's where all the national domestic major players is at, because every other airport outside of an international airport is an executive airport. An executive, bitch, you gonna pay more bigger prices, you feel me? You gonna pay stupid prices. To get a one way to the next state, you might pay $550 fucking. You feel me? And that's a low price just to get one way. Like shit, come on. So you have to fly international to get the major players. I ain't naming no airlines and this shit. I'm just naming. You see, I ain't even named. I named some airports and shit, but I ain't naming airlines. I don't want no issues with no airlines. I'm simply saying that why can't these airlines start a company, a sub company where like they, how do I want to put it, like a little hub, like a pilot company, where, and I ain't trying to no pun intended when I say pilot company. I'm using it from a phrase point. Um, like why don't they start like a pilot company where they are a little hub where they do flights, or let's say they say Wednesday through whatever, and they keep that reserve place where they planes and stuff like that. They flying back whatever for they pilots, and they can have they pilots like that's going into retirement. So say I'm a pilot that's and I retire in 30 years. What's up, family? What's good, man? Y'all give me some topics to talk about because I switch it up. I'm trying to cater to the people, but I always just go with the flow when I'm talking about because I know y'all ain't going to stick with me for too long, but I always appreciate y'all checking in on me, you feel me? And I appreciate y'all looking at all my shorts because if you hear, you probably hear through my shorts. Man, I take time putting these shorts together to make y'all laugh. I'm gonna keep the way I do it. I make my music. You can check out my music too. You feel me? But I do my shorts sort of like I do a song. I put it together and I just be thinking about okay how I'm gonna piece this up, and then I piece it up and I go to brainstorming. Only thing with the shorts it take longer because I gotta think through my mind, putting all these different movies together and different scenarios together, and then piecing that shit together. And this editing shit is new to me. So I'm just that's my growth. Y'all gonna witness my growth with that. You feel me? And I probably ain't talk about nothing that you interested in right now. But like I said, check the videos and the shorts. I'm just going through what I'm gonna go through. I ain't trying to like placate to nobody and shit. Fuck that. I said I'm gonna go off of y'all subjects, but y'all sometimes just being trying to see what's going on. So anyway, and I respect that. So I think, like I said, they should start a hub program where three airlines go to a city. Let's say if they say the city has to have a certain amount of people per miles or whatever. Okay, if it fits that, and it's definitely gonna be profitable, and then they can go make their money at the local airport within that city. They don't have to buy an airport to be all fancy and put no long ass project, a $300 million project to build an airport. No, use the current damn airport. Put some planes in that bitch. Get you a terminal in that motherfucker. Maybe you can add a terminal. Don't take too long to add no damn terminal. Add a damn terminal, and then boom, let people catch national flights. I mean, watch, not international flights. You still gonna use your regular international airport for your international flights and for your national flights. You just gonna have some planes that you know that cause you ain't everything ain't in the fucking air. You feel me? It ain't enough space at one airport for this amount of planes. So maybe you can buy new planes, or you can have some planes that's not in use, and have that shit running out to other stations and shit like that. And then I watch that town grow. Watch that town grow, cause that town tourism gonna go up. Cause don't no motherfucker wanna fly international. I mean, don't nobody want to fly no fucking plane to no city. Like, I don't want to fly to no Phoenix and then be fucking driving to fucking Mesa. And I ain't gonna say Mesa like Mesa that far. All that shit is close and all that. Tucson, Mesa, all that shit. That's a bad example. I don't want to fly. Now I'm testing out my damn geographical knowledge. I don't want to fly to no Memphis to go to Murfreesboro. I don't want to fly to Nashville to go to Murfreesboro. You feel me? Or I don't want to fly to Nashville to go to Chattanooga. You feel me? Like, I would want to be in that vicinity where if it fits per capita, not per capita, I'm talking about per capita in people, per mileage or whatever in people, per capita in people. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's fitting to have an airport there. And that shit just makes the town grow. It makes all these towns grow because then they give people a chance to see cities and places that they never would have found. Because most people, when they go to a city, they're not trying to go 50 miles from where they at. Not even really 20 miles, you feel me? So that's how that is right there. speaking of traveling, you feel me? Like, y'all when y'all traveling, man, just I remember I seen a story on YouTube was talking about this girl. She was driving trucks and shit like that, and she went missing and shit. Well, if you see some crazy shit when you traveling, my advice would be this, right? Cause I got a crazy story to tell. This was crazy. I was driving through rural part of Georgia, very rural, and it was beautiful and scary at the same time. Like it put me in a new perspective as a black man. It really did, because I said to myself, well, a couple times in my life I done been through shit that made me say, ain't no nigga can ever try me. I ain't scared of shit because of that. But this was a situation that made me say, I wonder what the hardest nigga, like any nigga that consider themselves hard, like the hardest nigga a feel riding where I'm riding at right now, just by their motherfucking self, with a and the sun is going down. You literally trying to beat the fucking sun. I ain't saying there was no sundown towns because I didn't really didn't know where the fuck I was at. So much backwoods, and then fucking you see shit that say police jurisdiction. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Then you see, so is it some? Point is, take the hardest nigga. My heart beating. Think about that shit. And I said, I said, when I get to back to the city, man, listen, I'm already a civilian, but I'm definitely, I got a new perspective as far as first of all, I don't fear my people at all because it's my people. I've been in the trenches with my people, like, bitch, it's my people, nigga. I'm not fearful of that. But I am not no stupid ass nigga to know that my motherfucking people would be the motherfuckers that do me in. So it's a love-hate relationship where you love your people, but you hate the possibilities, right? So with that said, it gave me a new perspective, like, how many of these niggas could really come through these backwoods in this country ass shit, and knowing the shit that I know, that when most of these motherfuckers go missing on these stories, and you be like, how did that hood nigga go missing? What did that big nigga, how could a big nigga or a big anybody go missing? And the only way, and I know all three of y'all gonna leave when I say this, but I don't give a fuck because I'm talking some truth. Only way a bitch could go missing on a back road in the fucking back town is if the fucking back local authorities pull his ass the fuck over and with no fucking cameras on. Yeah, I know, bitch, leave, motherfucker. I know, I'm talking that truth. Truth hurts. I said, I got on the phone with my OG. That's what I would suggest with anybody. That's black, white, whoever, gangster nigga, whoever, bitch. Like, and let me tell you something real quick before I finish telling the story. I think certain black folks got in the mind, and I ain't gonna say just a black problem, but I'm black, so I'm gonna just call out what I know. Motherfuckers act like it's a shame, like, or you scary if you was to tell somebody, like, hey, I think this motherfucker might try to kill me or something, or try to alert somebody that a bitch will try to fucking kill you. I'm talking about your family or some shit. Like, motherfucker, that mean you thought you want to sneak. What idiot would think that another person would let you kill them, right? And let you just get away with the shit. Like that's what you would want. But that don't mean that's what they would fucking want. So it's in their best interest. The motherfucker let whoever the fuck know, hey, this is what happened, that this is this and that. So that's stupid rationale to think that, oh man, that's some sucker shit, that's some scary, that's stupid as fuck. Bitch, anybody would motherfucker do that shit, bitch, because bitch, that's insurance policy, meaning that, bitch, you whack me, bitch, you finna get whacked back. Bitch, that's just how it's fucking supposed to go. But anyway, uh, second thing is though, I had to call my OG and I was like, I said, I ain't pulling no. It wasn't no police. Okay, so I told my old girl, cause I'm like, when I got into town, I said, man, where the fuck am I at? One wrong fucking turn, and I'm in all these fucking miles and miles and miles and miles of backwoods. Like, you gotta be careful coming out of Atlanta, cause your ass won't be looking, and the road will be looking all fancy and like it's a big road. Then next thing you know, that shit go from Atlanta to fucking old shit. Niggas get killed here, like type shit, and fucking. I was like, yo, and there's just one back road after fucking another. It leads you into more and more country and shit. And then I'm talking about the speed limit keep fucking changing from 45 to 35. Like, you can't even ass it out of that shit. So, and it's switching up that you got to keep looking on the motherfucker. So I say that to say, I called my OG. I said, man, listen, I'm not fucking stopping. Not in no fuck. No, I'm just not stopping, period, bitch. And so I tell a funny story in between there. I tell that after, though, but I'm just finna tell the story. So police had no or looked like the police, but this bitch just kept following me. You feel me? And I said, this motherfucking car is just following me all these fucking turns. Now, the only problem is to get out of these fucking local little towns and shit in this little part that I'm talking about, you gotta take these same little grooves and shit. So it could be that, because I know I was on another time that I had done got caught like that in some crazy like area and shit, not knowing. I had done followed this black lady and shit. I know she was scared because she ain't know who was behind her. We both trying to get the fuck out of there. But but I told Moji, I say, man, listen, I'm not fucking pulling over. You got me fucked up. Like I say, bitch, I ain't gonna say I can't speak on that on live, but it as a man, as an American man, not just I gotta be. I don't have to really go because I got other videos talk about my Americanism and like what American is. Like motherfuckers, when you think of, you close your eyes and you say, if I was to tell you right now, close your eyes real fast, tell me what American look like, and just blitz you, bitch, your ass gonna say somebody white 9 times out of 10, and it's gonna be niggas included, right? Because brainstorm like, bitch, you train your whole life through imagery and shit. That's what, like they say, as American as apple pie. You almost get the imagery of because when you think of black shit, you think of African American. You don't just think of immediately American to your fucking mindset. You feel me? You think of African American. You feel me? Just that right there alone takes you off of the fucking American part because you just like African, like what? So point is though, as just an American, a stone cold a fucking American, hard down to the T. No, I'm all in with being in this country for myself, my family, and my folks, and for the folks born in this country with generations behind them invested. Make sure I worded that all carefully. That's who I'm all in for as American. That's who I am. So and that's who I identify as. And so because of that, um, I'm not gonna let nobody do me no fucking murder crime mystery shit. Not happening, bitch. So I was just telling my OG, this is what it is. This was gonna happen. If this happens, and so just so happened as this car is steady following me at every fucking turn, I stopped at a gas station and I fake like I gotta use the gas pump because this motherfucker's just riding me. And I'm like, yo, he just fucking keep following me. He just won't stop. And I'm arguing with her and shit, like, about this shit. Got the shit FaceTime and the shit. So fucking, goddamn, this bitch fucking go, he rush off. And I can, another thing, get me being from the hood, even though it might work different in different states and shit. But generally, though, you could tell a police engine. That shit got that certain rev, that certain, it's a smooth ass flush, you feel me, a roar. And so I'm like, oh yeah, it's that bit. So I said, see, this one. So before I know, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't fake like I'm using the gas pump and shit. And I'm looking at the oh, I had turned my back and then I get back to get in my car. And then I crank up and then I look in the rear view mirror and here come another patrol car, but he's just pulling in as I'm pulling out of the gas station. But he was pulling there, no doubt, for fucking me. I only been at the fucking gas station 2 fucking minutes in this little ass fucking town. Like, this shit is the only fucking goddamn gas station that I seen. It was like a house, a gas station, a bunch of fields and shit. So he's pulling up on my fucking ass after this other one. So I tell my old girl, I'm like, I don't know, I probably got like 40 fucking miles of backwood ahead of me. And I'm like, I say, man, this is gonna be the longest 40 miles of my life. You got me fucked up. If a bitch fuck with me, I ain't fucking believing or trusting in no fucking LAW, not in no fucking backwoods, bitch. You got me fucked up. The history of this country and my nigga essence tells me that, and I consider myself as a newfounded country boy and all this shit. But if I'm not, I don't know if Amara Arbery was from Georgia. You feel me? But that just presume he was. I don't know the background. So let's just presume right now. Assume he was. I would assume his niggas that grew up in Georgia, from Georgia, they whole fucking life, lived in Georgia, and had heinous shit happen to them from other motherfuckers from Georgia. I'm just gonna assume that. So if that's a good assumption, I'm also assume that they was entrusting that shit, a lot of shit. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of shit has changed like a motherfucker. Niggas with white. I'm not even saying. First of all, the white people that I've ran across, for the mass majority, if I've seen, if it's been any asshole white people, I must have just been arrogant or ignorant to it. I didn't see none. I've been meeting just that pleasant. Like when they say Southern, and that's the other part I'm gonna make about the Florida shit. The further south you go, the white people racism changes. You feel me? And racism never stops, no matter where you go around the country. It just changes in how it reveals itself or identifies itself. But fucking the white people down there in South Florida, it's more cynical, like Dennis Miller, Tucker Carlson kind of racism, if you know that kind of racism. And so fucking is, with that said, and then versus, I guess with up here, if the racism would be more dumbed down, more of a fuck you nigga directly like approach, rather than that play oblivious to shit and then be racist type shit. Nah, it would be more direct. But I haven't seen that. So I say all that to say, I told my OG I wasn't stopping. I'm like, I ain't stopping. Bitch better not get behind me. Cause bitch, I gotta make it home to my motherfucking child, bitch. And God was good. God was with me. And bitch, I made it to the motherfucking crib. And then I said, bitch, from now on, bitch, I'm following the fucking map, GPS. I ain't fucking assuming I know shit about shit. Like, it's crazy. When I was young, I could ride through. Even now, like, and it's crazy. Now, that's the other part of it. There's a certain freedom that comes with the shit, too. Let me tell the beauty about that. Because it was on another time I was riding, and I was in another deserted area and shit, but it was a different kind of feel. This is when I was going to my cousin's funeral, and I had to ride through some backwoods. Matter of fact, this was the trip on the way. So the trip I just told was on the back, and I took the wrong way. So on the way, I'm in some like deserted shit, and I had to take a piss. And I'm like, damn, normally, bitch, if I got to piss, I'm gonna just piss while I'm driving. But fucking, I'm like, nah, nigga, all this open wood. It was just the stupidest. It's almost like some fucking Halloween type idea type shit. So I'm like, damn, so I'm like, all right, fuck it, let me get out. And I left the truck running, and I remember saying to myself, like, wouldn't this be so funny? Not, it wouldn't be funny at all, but if, like, this is the middle of fucking nowhere, woods on both sides. If motherfucking somebody ran and jumped in my shit, like, that would be funny as fuck, dog. Like, but took a piss, and I'm like, damn, this shit beautiful. And then the scary part creeped back in, because I was thinking, what if somebody out here hunting? And they just see my nigga ass out here taking a piss, bitch. Like, you see the deer, you got your shot, but then you see my nigga ass taking a piss. But I say that as a joke, though, but, and truth, but fucking, yeah, that's wild, though. And so, that was, but it was so fucking beautiful, dog. And it sometimes it's like that amazing feeling of feeling like you the only person in the world. Not, you don't want to be the only person in the world forever, but when you in deep into nature and it ain't no cars, nobody, nothing, but the fucking animals and all them weird sounds and shit. It's the most beautiful fucking feeling, because it's like, that's when they say in one with nature. You literally are in one with nature, you feel me? And so, not that I be trying to seek out those moments, but when I had done found myself in that moment, I enjoyed that, and that was dope as shit. Um, it's unique. I can't wait till this algorithm. I'm seeing my channel grow, and I appreciate all the people that's helping my shit grow. Daniel Broadway, no difference. I ain't see that. I need to start paying attention to that. But what's up? Who just walked in, man? Holla at me, man. Fuck with me. If you real and you want to show yourself to be real, fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then. Thank you for showing you ain't real. I appreciate that. Yo, man, I appreciate that. And so, damn, I wanted to talk about some other shit too. What I had, But I'm glad I brought them sports topics because I wasn't even finna really make no video tonight. I was just gonna be chilling, but I see my channel growing. I gotta feed the content and shit like that, so I had to watch some sports, and then I had the content to come on with rather than not. But other than that, I just been feeling pretty good though. Like, well, I'm always feeling pretty good, but I just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm in a good place in my mind and my heart. Like, I feel like if this channel get to where I want it to get, and my production and my editing skills keep getting better, I already vision myself with the movies. I got so many scripts and songs and all type of theatrical thespian shit. So it's like once I get that going, this shit could really become a real production. And then I can't wait to have a team. Because once and this is just key and pivotal, if I actually could get me a team, and I should have, listen, when I was in college, I remember I was networking. I was networking like a motherfucker in college. I found motherfuckers know how to play guitars, but I never could get in contact with none of the really digital editors and shit. Like, everybody was in learning and shit. Like, I needed people that had somewhat got enough skill to facilitate what I needed them to do, and I never could find that. And so if I want to get me that engineer per se that can do the things that I'm learning to do and I already can do, but I ain't gonna have to do so much time consuming shit. I could just put the content together and say, hey, go put that together for me. I can write out the content, hey, go put that together. Once I get to that, that's gonna be the next step in my growth and wherever this goes, you feel me? Because you know, my thing as far as my opinion on journalism, I never wanted to be a journalist. I just always was interested in journalism, but I never wanted to be no journalist. Like, I just was always knew like the Brad, what his name was, Brad something, and Ed, whatever. And then you got your boy Tavis Smiley and other buddy Ed Gordon. I got old as hell, ain't it? But then you had Ed Bradwell and Ed Bradley too. You feel me? And all these fancy Negroes who get on the microphone and tell you all these great things. That's why I liked Obama so much, because Obama, he was the kind of nigga I want to be. I want to be a like nigga that talk real proper, give you a little charisma, and just have a little mannerisms that fuck you really up. Yeah, you know, it didn't really take too much long to learn how to talk like this. Yeah, well, you get a little drink in your system and you can fuck it up a little bit. Yeah, I really think Obama should get a commercial or get a liquor. You know, he's not a tequila guy. I don't think Obama would be a tequila guy. Think, you know, them brothers in Hawaii, you know, like a little rum on the rocks, pineapple and shit, pineapple Kush. We just call it the Obama pineapple Kush Express rum on the rocks. Yeah, bitch. Yeah. So I just like always liked them kind of people who can give you that professional voice or whatever. And I always respect the folks that when they spoke, their vernacular was to me, and it's the funny part, because I don't pronunciate all my words. I'm hood and Geechee in that manner. I know how to pronunciate them, but it just takes too long. So, but I always had extensive vocabulary. I credit my extensive vocabulary to my mother, who I remember the, probably one of the first times, if not the first time, I got suspended from school, and which was amazing. This is a lady taking care of 3 kids. I don't know. My little brother was probably just a baby. I don't know but who was supposed to be. I don't know how it went that day, if he was in daycare, but paying for daycare, paying mortgage, etc., etc., etc. No high school diploma. You feel me? Working at a department store, and took the day off. Risk probably getting, well, they couldn't fire her because I'm the male her, so I know how valuable I'd be when I be in somewhere. So I know she was valuable, but they could have fired her though. We all expendable and those the companies, brick and mortar places and shit like that. So with that said though, this is a lady in that situation. You feel me? And took the risk and took a day off. to sit there with my ass, stand behind me with a belt all day. They make me read the dictionary. And I remember, like, I used to, up until I was 18, I don't know none of that shit no more, but up until I was, I mean, obviously they revised the Webster Dictionary too, but I used to know the first 20 words of the dictionary, you feel me? Like, from A and shit, like absurdo, art, vart, and shit like that. I used to know, like, the absurd, and just all these words in the A's. And and so then it just always kept, and back in the days too, they used to have these books. I don't know why they changed the system. Sometimes the system don't need to change. Like, when I look at 70s movies and I look at black 70s movies and I listen to the words these Negroes use and shit, I say, damn, them niggas probably spoke more articulate than we speak today. And yet we look at ourselves as more evolved than, because of the technology and the evolution of just man itself. But as far as culturally, they was way more evolved than us and more cultured and stuff like that, and refined people. And because of the education system, you feel me? The education system, the books that we had when I was in elementary, I remember it had like that review and check at the end of the chapter, and then you gotta spell out the words. It had a blank space, and it not only was it teaching you how to use that word in a sentence, but it was teaching you how to memorize that word to spell it. And then my mama, by my brother being like 2 grades or 3 grades ahead of me, I always wanted to compete with him. So I'm like, I want to go out of his book. And she like, no, you gotta do out of your book. But our books, and it's funny because the books didn't change that fast the way they do now. The literature didn't change. So I knew I would have that book in 2 years. So imagine knowing you're gonna have a book in the 5th grade and you in the 3rd grade, but you reading that book that you know you're gonna have in the 5th grade, in the 3rd grade. You at an advantage, you feel me? So it's like, even if you look at the college system, let me just go to the college system. I used to hate, like, okay, so I pawn my book, right? Take it to the bookstore, get my try to get my money back on the book. But I'm like, that book, sometimes they'll tell me, oh, this book is not at the same edition no more, so you gonna get less back. I'm like, same edition? This shit just was the edition last year. How many editions do you gotta make about the same subject? Are you telling me the people that's coming behind me in the same field is gonna know more or know less? Because why do you need a new edition if I was learning from this edition? That's the college days, you feel me? So back to elementary. So freaking elementary, it's like, I imagine knowing you're gonna have that book in 5th grade. You feel me? You got an advantage, and they didn't switch it like that, and it made you look forward to something. Cause I couldn't wait for that, and I always couldn't wait to get ahead of stuff like that. So that was always dope. You feel me? I forgot what led me into that whole conversation of talking about the school and shit, but yeah, I was talking about the older educational system and how in the 70s they was more refined as a people due to that system versus what we are now. Because they keep, I think, and it's crazy, right? Now I'm going to segue that into another topic. What time is it? I might want to catch my news. I'm going to catch my news in 12 minutes. Oh, that'll give me a full hour to talk. Oh, I mean, that made it a full hour. So, boom. I think that the fact that they done dumped down the culture with the dumbest, from everything you could think of that's dumb, the fact that they dumped down the culture, it make it hard for the people that really live in the culture. So for other folks, it's a job. You get in this room with the other eggheads and you study. This is what's hot. This is what's popping, and then you like for instance, it's like a created algorithm of people, and they saying this is where we want this to go. This is what we think will be trendy, and they telling the folks who look like the culture. They don't necessarily represent the culture, but they got the skin to win. In this case, being black. So freaking, they tell these shapeable assets, if you call them that, this is where we want you to go with it, and then that sets the trend and tone of things, and before you know it, it's kind of good. It's on autopilot. Things is going high, how they intended it without actually having to sponsor that shit or promote the foolishness. The foolishness is just autonomous at this point. So it's like I got another A word. But point is though, once they get to that point, and the foolishness can kind of grow, and that's why I think right now it looks like the game kind of getting cleaned up a little bit. I gotta keep looking at what's popular, but look like the game reshaping in a lot of ways. We're just gonna see, and but I do think that it causes a disruption in regular ordinance between people of the culture, the dynamics, the structure of man and woman, because man has adopted this she's a bitch, she's a hoe, money over bitches mindset, and she's adopted the fuck these niggas ain't shit, I don't need a nigga, this that mindset. So they both is hell bent as ops already, which is not healthy for a man and a woman to be ops if opposites is supposed to track. So if opposites is supposed to track, and you're my op, we're supposed to at some point bond, but we can't bond because bitch, we're sworn enemies due to a culture ran by motherfuckers that has no vested interest in the culture because they're outside of the culture. They go home to an actual civilized life, a civilized woman who don't look at has no self as no opposition. She looks at this man as everything that we as little boys growing up hope that our woman would look at us as, without all the fucked up mouth and the tongue and this and that and that and the third. Now, let me be very careful because I got 9 more minutes of this live, so I just want to state this real quick. I'm not gonna say white men deal with problems with women less than black men, because a man and a woman relationship is a man and a woman relationship. I'm saying that I gotta word this because like shit, these crackers be killing these white women, bitch. Like I say niggas, so I had to say crackers. I intentionally said crackers. I was cognizant of that because I'm gonna say these white boys, and I was like, how unfair would that be? I done said nigga a couple times in this live, even though I'm trying to clean up both words. Point is though, they kill a lot of their women, true indeed, but and I think it's more them killing their women than us, most definitely. But I will also say it's more them killing their women than us because it's more them than us. And I would say the chances of them having a healthy relationship. And matter of fact, no, that's not even where I was going with it. Pardon me, scratch that. That doesn't define if they're gonna have a healthy relationship, their skin complexion. I talked about what love is with the money and real love, to know that real love is there when I use the LeBron example. But I think that a culture, meaning that if let's just say they're from one of the, in the movies you see that, hey, the high school sweethearts, the little white boy, white girl. Hey, well, my dad, I'm gonna bring such and such to dinner and shit. I've done that before. So, for instance, I dated this Italian and black girl who was going to Found You at the time, and shout out Andrea. Let me just call her name out. She was going to Found You, and I met her family. You feel me? This was in Parkway. You feel me? She was from Parkway. I'm from Parkway. You feel me? And so I went to Christmas dinner or some shit like that, and then I brought her out the next week, and